So what does Sylvia Plath, Steve Jobs, and Stephen Hawking have in common? And no, please don't tell me that all their names starts with an S. Nuh-uh. It's actually because they've all been victims of the wheel of cognitive distortion. I'm pretty sure you can relate to that. Think of the moments that you felt I'm not good enough. Just spin the wheel, and the root cause is probably going to be one of those. Now, why am I telling you this? Is it because I want to show off that I know a little bit about neuroscience? Probably. But no, in order to understand, like, why am I talking about this, let's go back in time a little bit.
شو رايك بالفيديو اللي اخر واحد سويته؟
يا ذوقي جميل جدا بس انت قاهرة انت علة ما في شيء يعجب اشياء حلوة الفيديو رائع ومو معجبن ومو بزين.
Now, if the context is a bit confusing, I made a video earlier. You can go check it out. Or you can just stay and enjoy this one. Now, her comments got me thinking. Why? Why do I feel that I'm not good enough? Could the cause really be some sort of cognitive distortion of mine? Or did I really not improve? Then, you know what? I thought, like, to hell with this. I don't care. Let me set this up. This took forever to do. So we have a saying that goes like القرد بعين أم غزال, which the literal translation means the monkey is a gazelle in its mother's eye. And like, it has an actually very endearing sentiment, which means that the mother sees no fault in her children. And actually, I think that's the case here. That is the case. And I want to prove that to my mother. I want objectivity. I want truth. I want to tell my mom that I am right. And how am I going to do that? Well, what better way than code? But before we dive deep into that, please give me some bragging points by subscribing. Okay, so where were we? Oh, yeah. I decided to build an app that tells me if I improved in my drawing skills or not. How am I going to build this app? Well, at the moment, I don't really know. But all I know is I have 3 days to build it before my mother leaves. Now, why before? Because the longer I told you so takes, the sadder it gets. All right, let's start. So time is of the essence, and I really need to lean on my skills. And what do I know? I know JavaScript and I know React. So I started researching, and here are the tools that actually seemed like I can pick up while I build this. So we have React Native, which is actually built on React. So picking it up will be much more easier than picking up a very new framework. Then there's TensorFlow, which I really have no idea what it's about. All I know that it's a machine learning tool. And it actually works on the web, and it's JavaScript based, which is my boy. But other than that, I don't know. So I need to learn React, and the best way to learn something is through their documentation. So I started following one of their tutorials, and it actually gave me a bit of confidence. It made me actually think, hey, this is a piece of cake. Okay, the idea of the app is for you to upload the reference image. Then it will ask you for the drawing you did and what attempt it was. Then it will look at the photo and at the drawing, look at the photo and at the drawing, do some stuff to see how similar they are. I'll figure that out later. Then it will tell you how close the drawing is to the original photo. Now you've just seen the wireframe, and we need to start building because we're running out of time. All right. My first task today is to set up the environment. And well, let's go. All right, so I realize that I'm pushing above my belt because the landscape changed. It appears that everything is using TypeScript now off the back. And I don't know that. Gosh. This unknown kept me resistant. I actually shut down and couldn't really work on this for a while. But then the clock is ticking. So I tried and I tried and I tried until finally I have a basic skeleton. So then I started building the parts, which are called components. This phase actually killed me because as a person who really cares about design, going with this messy interface made me die a little bit inside. But Aduk, focus. It's all about having something out. Keep going. And just like that, finally, day 2, I actually have a app with a working flow. Now I just need to figure out the logic, man. It is Judgment Day. I don't know if I'm ready or not. My God. All right, so I thought, hey, today what I'm going to do is just like download the libraries, and I'm pretty sure you'll find something that will help you out later. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so I said I'm just going to download libraries. It's going to be easy, right? And my God, I did not think that installing a bloody library would take hours. My God. Like each time I try, an error pops up, and they're all freaking dependency issues. I'm going insane. I'm really going insane right now. And I have hours left, and I can't waste time anymore. You know what? I thought, okay, screw this. I'm going to build my own thing. And I thought a good idea would be to do a pixel comparison. So let me explain to you how computers see images. So like if we have this image over here, we see a person, right? And like we see objects basically. But how does the computer see it? Like it sees it as a grid of pixels. So each cell in the grid would have a number. And what is this number? It's the amount of light that this picture has. There's more to it. And if you really want me to nerd out on you on this, like leave me a comment and I'll be more than happy to oblige because I love that shit. But the thing is, I'm just going to keep it at that. It's just, I'm going to compare these pixels, which these numbers, if they're equal, it means it's the same. So what I'm going to do, okay, just like over here, I am gonna take this image over here and I am gonna break it down into a base 64 string. Base 64 is just basically turning numbers into characters that we can understand, and then using the buffer then to turn it into an array. Basically taking the number, turning it to a string, then turning it into an array. Because as I said, I want to compare these pixels, these grid, I'm going to flat it out into a single line, and these lines I'm going to start comparing. Simple, right? Yeah, I said it's going to be simple. No, it wasn't. So you see, each time I reach this step over here, the comparison fails because apparently the bits aren't equal, which basically means the number of pixels this image has, which doesn't really make sense because I changed the size, so the size should be equal. I then even tried to like change the aspect ratio, still nuh-uh. I changed the format, nope. And yeah, am I gonna lose this challenge? Shit. All right, I had a talk with a friend. She's a machine learning expert. You could actually check her out. She has an amazing newsletter. It's called Growing Meta. The content there, top notch. So yeah, and I realized that this approach to begin with, it's not a very good way to test for similarities. And that's when I just had 1 hour to go. So I decided, to hell with it. I'm just gonna go rogue. I'm just gonna use a third-party library, build a local server, and just hope for the best. Okay, I'm gonna test it now locally, and fingers crossed. It worked! Oh my god, it worked! It worked! Oh, shoot! Alright, now all I have to do is just hook it up with the app. And yeah, I just have 30 minutes to go. We got this. We got this. It should be easy. Alright. So I'm just gonna remove the logic I did before. First, I need to download Axios. Set up the function. And alright, let's test. Shit. Okay. Well, what's wrong now? Alright, let me do a little bit of research. Okay, so it says that React Native doesn't have access to my localhost. So I need to figure out my IP. So IP config. Alright, hey, okay, here it is. Alright, let me switch it. Alright. Okay, let's test. It works! Wait, I need to test it on my phone. 1 minute. Alright, let's test it. Let's test it. Okay. Let me scan the QR code. Okay. Now let's work on the app. It works! It works. Okay, I'm gonna go show off right now.
هلا والله.
I come to you with an app.
وشو؟
يقول قديش تحسنت.
قيلت لي بنيتي بس انت صتيمة.
Well, I guess someone else had the final I told you so. But in all seriousness though, I did all of this just to emphasize the process and that it's the thing which we should focus on rather than the outcome. It's actually a message to me and to anyone else who's making something out there. Just enjoy the process. Don't ask, did I improve? But ask, did I have fun? Now, if you want to dive deeper into these cognitive distortions or on how I actually built this app in detail, I actually write you guys. So check out the links in the description. And I actually built an app. So you know what? Give this coder a little love by subscribing. Because you know what? More randomness will come your way. Now, I need an outro for this, but for now, bye.